Hello, my children, my nephews and nieces. I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while since my last video, which is not getting enough views, it's not getting enough engagement. So I highly doubt I'll continue this series. So if you really do want to know the sources of the secrets, then I guess you gotta watch this and learn. All right. So yeah. All right. So in this video, we're going to be continuing the London discussion, which is my London macro and why it makes sense. Okay. So this entire thing about London, okay, this entire damn thing about the London session, a lot of people just overcomplicate it, but I have one simple solution, right? So we'll talk about the London macro. I'll also talk about the role of the 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. EST hour. All right, hours. So the London macro of mine is within the following time interval, which is 3:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so what you will see price do during this time interval is it will form a higher low, which will lead to a reversal, or during this time, price will give you a continuation setup. Now, there are very specific signatures that you will need to understand in order to, put this into greater use. To put this into the most optimal use, you will have to study my one-on-one content, which is only accessible through me. So if not, you can still do something with this piece of information, the 3:40 a.m. EST to 5 a.m. EST time interval. Okay, so the role of 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. EST is as follows. Within the hour of 3 a.m. EST to 4 a.m. EST, specifically after 3:40 a.m. EST, you want to see whether during the London session, if price has done one of two things. Okay, you must understand this. Price during this macro should have done one of two things either inside of the session or during the macro. Yeah. So preferably you want to see both of these things happening. You want to see whether price has done a structural inducement or you want to see whether price has hit a key level that is stemming from the 4 hour or higher time frame key level. Okay. Now, if the 3 a.m. EST hour has done neither of these things, these algorithmic signatures of price, if they are not present in price action during this time, it is up to the 4 a.m. hour to do it. Now, failure to do so by the 4 a.m. hour itself, yeah, because that's your last stand, right? It will deem the London session untradable. Now, something additional over here is that we have our macro entry algorithm that will give us the entries during the macro, which literally makes life insanely simple. So if you are someone that is looking to automate your entry, simply waiting to get the buy signal, waiting to get the sell signal, and then taking the trade, stop loss TP given, then my entry algorithm is for you. If you want the bias, my bias prediction algorithm is for you. If you want everything, the trade easy suite of algorithms is for you, and you can join via Uncle Shaundy's Trading Den, where we go through live signals, we go through live trading, we go through weekly calls, we go through basically having a Discord of like-minded traders there just for you. Okay, so if you want access to that, what you can do is you can join via the WAP link down in the description below. Okay, so as you remember from the previous London session video, we know that the 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. EST hour will be a continuation. So it's going to be the same conditions, as you can see, or it's going to be, if you're missing a movie, you're going to look at the first 30 minutes, right? And of course, a reversal would be coming into a reversal point and then reversing. All right. Now, what we will do is we will take a look by going into the charts. Okay. By going into the charts, as you can see right here, what you can see is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, you can see from yesterday, this here, this buy signal that you are seeing right over here, that is the London session macro. Okay. That over here, right here, this is your London session macro. So what makes this so special? Right now, watch carefully. This is a high that got taken here. Okay. That's a high that got taken right there. Now, if I look at this high, it is 99,045. If I look at this high, it is 99,050. So this is the candle that took out this high. Therefore, this is your structural inducement. Now, within the macro, which is 340, which is somewhere here where the buy signal came, between 340 and 5, price has hit that inducement. Now, all I am waiting to see price do is generate a signal, which it did. Once it does generate that signal, if I take you here, now watch carefully, watch closely, okay? If I take you here, I know that, okay, I got a signal. I got a buy signal. Now, what I'll do is I'll go to the 3-minute chart, right? Because that's going to give me my entry very easily. Around here, when the buy signal comes, I can see that here is a volume imbalance that price reacted from, traded lower, and then failed. So when we close up over here, this is my signal. This is where I'm going to be taking my buy. Stop loss below the buy signal because usually price doesn't go below the buy signal and price does not go below and price does not go above the sell signal, right? We're going to do that and we're going to keep it at a set 1:3. Now, for our signals, for our live trading, we do 1:3 to ensure profitability. Okay. Now, if you are someone who has been learning from me for quite some time, we just need to look to the left. Yeah, look to the left. And then we need to ask ourselves, okay, what can I see? I can see that we have this high right here, right there. Question is, will the price go all the way there? Not sure. Why? Because price is still stuck inside Monday's range. So chances of price finishing off its moves is unlikely. Okay. So what I will do is I will take quick partials, 80% off, and you can see, oh, it hit. Okay, hit and then it reversed immediately after. Okay, because price is not going to finish its moves. Now, that is London. Now, if I take you to another day, right? Take you to another day. Let's just go back. Let's see, maybe here. Over here on this day, we had no signal, no signal. Price did not give a entry model, right? Did not even do an inducement. So you're going to avoid it. Okay. If you go left again, let's see what's up. We had nothing over here also. But in fact, we're getting some on the for the New York session macro, which is a topic for another video if you are qualified to even get to that point. So you got to engage. All right. Now, here, what we have right here, we have the macro, which is the 340 to 5 macro, and we have a buy signal happening right here. So then the question is then this, okay, when price came into the macro window, did price do an inducement? Yeah, did price do an inducement? That's the biggest question. Yes, did price do an inducement? Well, no, it did not. So how can I follow this buy signal? Simple, you don't. You don't, right? Now, knowing that price can go up over here, right? That then if you know it's going to go up over there because there's an inducement to be had, then sure you can buy. But apart from that, you're not going to buy. Why? Because it does not meet the requirements, does not meet the conditions given. Okay. Now let's do something. Okay. Now let's go to this entry algorithm and let's flip the script. Let's show bearish only. Okay. Now, forget about this day. On this day, which is last Thursday, right? You can see that we consolidated the entire day, popped up, and then sold off aggressively, which then led to this super massive sell-off, right? So, can you see that during the macros, we literally catch the highs and lows when the signals present themselves? Do you see that? Here. Now, for this, right? As long as we are in the macro, sure, we can take a sell or a buy. Now, if I want to take this sell, what is the main condition? Either a key level or a structural inducement. All right. So during the session, I want to see a structural inducement. Look to the left. See that? And see this. So we do have a structural inducement. Wow. So that is a yes. So then when I get my sell signal, for me, I know I can blindly sell because it's my shit, right? I can blindly sell TP easy. But for you, you're going to wait for your confirmation. So knowing that you have all this information in front of you, knowing that you have an algorithm that's going to tell you when to sell, you need to know whether this sell is a good sell or not. So in order to understand whether it's a good sell or not, what will you do? You go to the lower time frame, check and see if there's an inversion because the inversion within the macro is very important. Okay. So we get this move down and I'm interested in the first inversion gap that forms, right? So where will my sell be? Now, of course, if I go to the 15, I can see that my sell signals, they are coming, let's see when. We saw that it happened over here. It's taking some time to load. Okay, that. So knowing that the sell signal was here at 10:15, the moment we hit this IFVG, I'm going to sell, right? You can keep your stop loss above here or here. Either way, it's fine. Safest option is up over here. And then what you will do is you will go for a 3 hour. Let's say for me, if I'm doing this via live stream, it's going to be 3 hour. So that's going to be this. Okay. Now, if you are someone that is going to be doing this uh, for a large day trade, then what you will do is you will take this low. I'm sorry, not that low, this low. Okay. And you're going to keep your take profit at what? 3 standard deviations here. They're like literally guaranteed to hit, right? If you play this, you can see that once we gap down over the weekend, in a bit, when we gap down over the weekend, what's going to happen? There we go. You get gapped into a nice take profit. Yeah, you get gapped into a nice take profit. So this is literally the power of everything that you see. Now, we're talking about the London session, right? We're talking about the London session. So here on this day, can you see 3:45, basically 3:40 to 5? That's the macro. We got a sell signal, but it was a bit too early. That's fine because we want to look at it on the 30-minute and the 1 hour chart. You want to take a sell setup, but the sell setup, right? Question is up until what point? Because you want to see an inducement that's not there, right? Because sure, I mean, you can say it is there because we took the high, then we induced, we went up, but it went down even more. So the question is then, okay, of course, Sean, if the bias is bullish, you want to look for a buy signal. Cool. So if you look for a buy signal, can you see we never got one and it eventually failed. This buy signal, if a buy signal came over here, it would have worked out, but it didn't. Meaning it's not the time. It's not the time at all, right? Boom, boom, gave you a buy signal for the New York session macro, boom. Then what? Then we know that price is going to go lower. High of the day has formed, high of the week has formed because it hit a weekly key level or daily key level. Price is going to drop. So I'm going to switch my algorithm to sells and boom, I'm going to look for sells. That is how easy my life has become. If I zoom out, look at this. This is a PM session macro buy. Okay. This is London session macro failed buy because there's no proper inducement. Okay, makes sense. Here, New York session macro buy goes up. Here, the entire bias has shifted because we broke below. So I remember taking the sell during a live stream. We were looking for sells. We switched to sells and we got the sell. Okay, here, New York session macro buy worked out. Here, PM session macro buy worked out. Wow, wow. Here, New York session macro buy worked out. Okay, switch it to sells just to see whether it's consistent or not. All right, let's see. Waiting for reload. Wow, perfect. Here, PM session macro sell worked out. Sell worked out. Now, Sean, you're showing us only the ones that worked out. Yeah, because I'm shifting the bias, right? So over here, I can tell you the bias was bearish. So worked out. Over here, the bias was bullish. So on these days, when the bias was bullish, if I simply switch this, let's see if we get a buy. Wow. London session macro, bias is bullish. Boom. New York session macro, bias is bullish. Boom. So then what? What do you have to say? Huh? What do you have to say? We know that the potential draw on liquidity is going to be the missed inducement. So here, taking out the low. This is the candle that took out the low. So that's the inducement point number one. Okay. Number two. Here, this is the candle that took out the low. We induced them at lower. Perfect. Right. Then that brings us to the next topic. The next topic is going to be what? This is now engineered liquidity. Why is this engineered liquidity? Right? Question is now, why is this engineered liquidity? I can't tell you. All right. So now price goes, hits that, goes up one more time, and then dumps. Bro, this is everywhere. I teach this. No one can teach this. You can't teach this. Sure, you can watch the leaked videos and you can do anything and everything, but experience is very different from Netflixing my content. All right. So you all saw firsthand the London macro, right? So today you can see the London macro gave a buy signal. I entered a bit early, but the London macro gave a buy signal over here, so it supported my entry. And the question is then why? Why are you looking for price to go up over here when you said you're only going to look for 3RR? Yeah, makes sense, right? Well, it's because of this. See this red line here, this one. Red one. Yeah. Yeah, that's an inducement. But that's a future inducement. That's no longer an inducement, right? Because we did not break the Asian high. In fact, in fact, now listen carefully. This inducement is not relative to the Asian high. This inducement is for the PM. See this here? Price took out the high with this candle. So when that's induced, see the inducement happened inside of London. So what's the first condition? There must be an inducement within the session. So that is correct. Ah, now I want to see whether it will follow through or not. Today's NFP. So either spikes up or this fucks me over. All right. So with that said, I hope you guys found this insightful. If you are definitely interested in, being a part of the community, a growing community, be sure to join Uncle Shaundy's Trading Den. This is value that you're going to scold me for because you're going to be like, bro, why the fuck do you just keep this in your one-on-one? Why are you giving all this information to everyone? Well, that's exactly what my one-on-ones have to say. They are currently pissed off at me because I am speaking too much. I'm giving too much value. So with that said, there is value to be found, and it will only be found if you're willing to dig through it. It will only be found if you're willing to put your ego to the side and learn. We're all in this to make money together, right? So what harm if you join my community and make money with me live? All right? Okay. So with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Good luck and good trading. Bye bye.